What you are about to see is live, raw, real answers at roughly 10 p.m. to text message questions that I receive after our final service on Sunday nights at Mars Hill Church. Practically, how can we fight against the merit, demerit religious ideas? Well, just keep going to Jesus, right? Keep going to Jesus and understanding there's my righteousness. Right? 2 Corinthians 5:21, God made him who knew no sin to become sin so that in him we might become the righteousness of God. The whole merit-demerit system is about how can I be righteous? Well, I'll do some good things so that I'm righteous. The issue is no, my righteousness is not in me. It's a gift of God so that no one could boast. It's in Jesus Christ. I go to Jesus for my righteousness. And then he gives me his righteousness as a gift. The only way to grow in an understanding of real, pure, true grace is just keep looking to Jesus. And I'll be honest too that this merit-demerit issue, I believe it exists in every human being. And I believe it's something we all need to keep an eye on. And some of you would say, I don't struggle with it. Well, then your merit-demerit is that you don't struggle with merit-demerit theology, and we got you too. So you're guilty as charged as well. You're proud. There you go. That's your struggle. Because there's something in our fallen, sinful nature that wants to say, but God, there's something in me that's good. There's something that I did that's good, and I want you to see it. And you know what that is? That's an offense to grace. Grace means you didn't deserve it. And we keep saying, but I think I've got a reason that I could say that I did. And the only reason that we would do that is because we struggle with pure, free grace. That's where I struggle with it, friends. It seems too good to be true, doesn't it? How many of your enemies have decided to do you good all the days of your life? I don't have any enemies like that. I call those people friends, right? I've made myself an enemy of God, and he's decided to be a friend to me. That's why we need to grow in the knowledge of grace. That's why we need to grow in the knowledge of grace through Jesus. If it were contingent upon our merit, demerit, then it wouldn't even be grace, it would be merit. Right? Paul talks about a wage. If you go to work, you get a wage. I'm not talking about work, we're talking about grace. Remember the story that Jesus tells that a bunch of guys go to work and they get paid for his day's wages. A few other guys show up later in the day and they still get a full day's wages. And I don't remember the whole story. Maybe a couple guys didn't even work at all and they got a day's wages too. And the guys who got paid for their day's wages say, that's not fair. Jesus is like, what do you mean it's not fair? I paid you for your work. But these guys got grace. And if I want to give grace, can I do that? It's my grace to give. That's the whole story of the parable. Something in us wants to keep acting like I've earned it. I worked hard. God, I deserve it. That's not grace. That's works. And works and grace are antithetical. You read Romans 11, it's all about the antithesis between grace and works. Works is me boasting. Grace is me boasting about Jesus. Works is me looking at what I've done. Grace is looking at what Jesus has done. Works is about me saying God owes me. Grace is about saying that God has done good to someone who is ill-deserving. And I'll tell you what, the only way out of merit, demerit is just keep looking to Jesus. That's the only way out of merit, demerit. But I think it is perennially popular, and I believe it's the essence of all religion. And religion's terrible.